Have you ever heard the story 3 Feet from Gold? There was a man that was digging for gold, and as he was digging, he found a vein of gold, and they made quite a bit of money from it. But as they kept digging, they lost it. They couldn't find any more, so they thought that the gold was all gone. So he sold all of his equipment and gave the land to somebody else. That new person came in, and he had studied about gold for a little bit, and he knew that gold runs in veins. So it runs in a line underground. So he knew that if he could go to the spot where they found the gold and then just go perpendicular wherever that was, he would find the vein again and be able to find all the rest of the gold. And it ended up being one of the biggest finds of gold of all time. So the lesson here is to never stop, especially when you are just 3 feet away from gold. We're going to be talking about that as well as the principles from the book Think and Grow Rich. And the 3 Feet from Gold is the storybook of Think and Grow Rich. So we'll be talking about both of these books today. Napoleon Hill is one of, if not the most influential people of the 19th, 20th century. He has sold over 100 million copies of his book, and today the Napoleon Hill Foundation still leads the charge for achievement and success. They have influenced leaders like Ed Milet, Tony Robbins, Russell Brunson, and many more. In fact, the odds are if you know a millionaire, they've probably read Think and Grow Rich. So my promise to you is that by the end of this training, you will know how to keep going, especially when others quit. And you'll have a step-by-step plan on how to build for lasting success. Part one is going to be lessons from 3 Feet from Gold, and then we'll dive into all of the steps, the 13 steps to riches from the actual book, Think and Grow Rich. Lessons from the storyline of 3 Feet from Gold. I really like this book because it's a story about a man that applies all of the principles from Think and Grow Rich. And the principles that he mostly learns, the first lesson is to never quit too soon. Never give up. Keep on trying, keep on pushing, go on whatever endeavor you're trying to do. The skier or snowboarder that is going down the mountain and quits will never make it down the mountain. You have to continually make it down the mountain or up the mountain, whatever way you want to look at it. The quote I want to share from Never Stopping and Thinking Rich is that more gold has been mined from the thoughts of men than there ever has been taken from the earth. Another principle from 3 Feet from Gold is called the pocket promise. Write down on a piece of paper what you're committed to do. And we just talked about outwitting the devil and having a definite purpose. What are you willing to do? What is your purpose? What is your goal? What is your vision? Write it down on a piece of paper and have it in your pocket or make it your screensaver on your phone. That's what I do. I have a screensaver on my phone that every time I look at it, I'm reminded of my goals. And the quote that I'll share from Napoleon Hill here is success requires no explanation and failure has no alibis. The next story is about commitment. Commitment versus just being interested. If you're interested, you can leave. You can be interested in a woman that you're talking to or a man that you're talking to. You can be interested in them as if you're dating or courting, but you're not fully committed. When you're married, you're committed. You're in this for the long haul together. That's the difference between interest and commitment. And the quote I'll share from Napoleon Hill is that a goal is a contract you make with yourself to accomplish it. A dream is only a dream until it is written down. And that is how you're committed. Another principle I'll share from 3 Feet from Gold is to act as if. Act as if you've already succeeded. Act as if you already have faith enough to go through all of this and that you're the future version of yourself already. The quote is that faith is an essential part of perseverance. And finally, I'll share with you the actual success equation. P plus T times A plus F equals your success equation. Now, what is that? Your passion, what do you love to do? Your talent, what are you already good at? Plus, times your association, so the group that you're with, the company, the employer, the network, the mastermind, plus the action that you're going to take, because it all requires action. A dream is just a dream unless you take action and continually go towards it. And then also having faith. So your passion plus your talent times your association, your group that you're around, plus action plus faith equals your success equation. Now, here are the quick 13 steps from Think and Grow Rich. And number 9 is really interesting. The first one is desire. You must have a desire, a will to try and achieve something bigger than yourself. If you don't have a desire, you can't start at all. Number 2 is faith, to believe that you can achieve. The mind, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Number 3 is autosuggestion, what us in the psychology realm like to call affirmations or the subconscious mind. Using affirmations to reprogram your mind through neuro linguistic programming, using your language to program your mind into success. Number 4 is specialized knowledge. Take your passion and your talent, put them together, and become specialized in something. I became specialized in sales and sports psychology or performance psychology. What do you want to be the master of? Cooking, daycare, teaching, plumbing, gyms, whatever you want it to be, business. What do you want to become the master of? That's what your specialized knowledge is going to be in. Number 5 is imagination. Ideas are the workshop for success. Have an imagination. Henry Ford, the Wright brothers, all these successful people wouldn't be successful if they couldn't imagine and dream. Number 6 is organized planning. Now that you have all those other steps, finally you can plan. You can have a plan of action, something you're going to do moving forward. Write down your big goal, something very specific that you can achieve within a specific time frame, and then the action that you're going to take to get there. Number 7 is decision making. All of the best leaders in the world make quick decisions. And the only difference between successful people and non-successful people, the Napoleon Hill did a study on 25,000 different people, and the biggest difference with those that didn't succeed is that they weren't persistent. And the biggest difference between those that did succeed is they could make quick decisions and stick to them. And so that leads to 8, which is actual persistence, persisting on whatever you're going through. For every failure, there is an equal seed of opportunity. And number 9, like I said, this one's very interesting. It is sex transmutation. If you've ever read things like The Way of the Superior Man, we obviously know that sex is a very powerful force in today's society. It can be used for good and evil. I like to use it for good in the circumstance of family. Sex is not meant to be out there filthy and dirty. It's supposed to be sacred. So redirect your energy to purposeful work and actual meaningful relationships. And that's all I'm going to say on this topic. Number 10 is the subconscious mind. There is the conscious mind when you're awake that you can think and you can do and you can see and you can smell. Then there's the subconscious mind that is your automatic processes that are doing things in the background. Your emotional energy is tied to this. And remember, your thoughts shape your reality. There is no action done before it is thought. So you have to think and then act. So control your thoughts first. Number 11 is the brain itself. We talk about neuroplasticity a lot and neurological frameworks. The brain is shiftable, adaptable, and malleable. You can change it by the way you think. And the brain is the control center. It's the receiving station. Whatever you think of when you meditate or pray or shower, because a lot of people have deep thoughts in the shower before they're going to bed, right? Because they're finally slowing down. Your brain can shift and change. So control your thoughts. You'll find the ways to make the canyons inside of your brain. Number 12 is the sixth sense. This is just all about intuition, having hunches, developing practice with what you believe you could also call your gut instinct. And number 13 is to get rid or outwit the 6 ghosts of fear, which is very similar to outwitting the devil, but these are the actual ghosts of fear to overcome. The fear of poverty, the fear of being poor and not having enough, the fear of criticism, what other people are going to think and say about you, the fear of ill health, getting sick and not having too much. The very thought of being sick makes you more sick. Number 4 is the loss of love, losing somebody in your life. They're in your life. They love you. They're with you. Thinking about losing them isn't going to do you any benefit. 5, fear of old age. You're going to grow old. And I like the Stoic philosophy of memento mori. Remember, you're going to die. So live life at the fullest that you can. And remember that there's nothing to fear about old age. And number 6 is the fear of death itself, which goes back to that same adage of memento mori. All right, that has been a very quick rundown of Think and Grow Rich. I would love to hear your thoughts more about this inside of the free school community. There are so many principles, and I want to know if you've read this book. Have you read this book? If you haven't read this book, I highly recommend that you read this book if you want to be successful in life. So my invitation to you is build out your own success equation. What are you passionate about? What are you talented in? How can you combine those into a group, into an association that's already doing that so you can learn and grow even faster? What action do you need to take? And how can you have faith and desire and a belief in yourself so that you never quit? That's your challenge today. What are you passionate about? What's your talent? And then take action. Thank you so much. This has been MindFit.